which they have named as Ops Patok, which translates to strike back against the Indian government. This concerning development has come to light after Bengaluru-based cyber security firm CloudSec discovered a tweet posted by the Malaysian hacktivist group. Well, according to CloudSec researchers, the primary goal of the attack was to retaliate against the Indian government for the controversial comments made against the prophet. To enable their allies to launch attacks, the group shared Indian users' social media credentials, particularly Facebook access and leading bank username and password combinations. Well, during the detailed investigation by the cybersecurity firm, multiple threat actors participating in this operation and hacking various Indian websites came to light. Well, the group has also shared evidence that they have hacked Indian government websites with government.in domains. Meanwhile, a Thane City Police Commissionerate website allegedly got hacked on today, with a message appearing on it apparently directed towards the Indian government and demanding an apology to a particular community. Well, according to screenshots of the hacked website available, one at cyber team is behind the attack. The hacker asked the government to apologize to Muslims. The Maharashtra Cyber Cell has ordered restoration of hacked state government websites as it begins its investigation. However, there is no confirmation yet as to involvement of the international racket in the incident.
आज सुबह 8:30 बजे के दरमियान यह मालूम गिरा कि थाने पुलिस वेबसाइट जो है वो हैक हुई है। तो उसका इनिशियल इन्वेस्टिगेशन साइबर टीम ने किया है। तो उससे पता चलता है कि मॉर्निंग 4 बजे से ये वेबसाइट हैक हुई थी। तो 4 से 9:30 बजे तक ये वेबसाइट हैक रही। 9:30 बजे हमारे जो टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट है उन्होंने पूरा डेटा रिकवर कर लिया है और वह वेबसाइट अभी रिस्टोर हो चुका है।
सर, ये संगठन के बारे में कुछ पता चला है? ये इंटरनेशनल ऐसे बताया जा रहा है, कुछ इन्होंने बताएंगे?
अभी जिन्होंने भी यह हैक किया है उसके अगेंस्ट पुलिस स्टेशन में गुना दाखिल हो रहा है। उसके इन्वेस्टिगेशन के अंत में पता चलेगा क्या प्रकार है।
डेटा में कुछ मिसिंग जानकारी सामने आ रही है कि किस तरह से यहाँ पे पूछताछ?
नहीं, अभी तो ऐसा कोई डेटा में कोई मिसिंग और ये जानकारी सामने नहीं आ रही है। पूरा इन्वेस्टिगेशन जब पूरा होगा तब एग्जैक्टली क्या हुआ ऐसा पता चलेगा।
In a sensational incident reported from Maharashtra's Bhiwandi, an engineering student thrashed by a mob and later arrested by the police for supporting suspended BJP spokesperson Nupur Sharma on the social media. As per information, the incident took place in Kesar Bagh area of Bhiwandi on Sunday, when a large number of people gathered at the residence of 19-year-old engineering student Saad Ashfaq Ansari and thrashed him. Well, Saad, in a social media post, allegedly supported Nupur Sharma's controversial remarks. But soon after Saad's post went viral on social media, some people came to his house and sought an apology from him for hurting the sentiments of a particular community. Well, following the incident, Bhiwandi police reached the spot to bring the situation under control. Meanwhile, the video of a mob marching towards Saad Ashfaq Ansari's house and later hitting and questioning him over his post has gone viral on social media. Well, the Bhiwandi police registered a case against Saad for inciting religious sentiments and took him into custody. Meanwhile, Bhiwandi City Police summoned Nupur Sharma and asked her to appear for inquiry on Monday for a matter pertaining to a controversial religious remark.
जैसा आपको पता चला होगा, भिवंडी शहर में एक बदतमीज नहीं, नीच इंसान साद उसका नाम है और आर्किटेक्ट अशफाक का शायद वो लड़का है। उसने एक हमारे रिलीजन के ताल्लुक से, हमारे मजहब के ताल्लुक से और हमारे मजहब की आन शान और इस जहां की सबसे अजीम हस्ती मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, हमारी जान, जो भी हम कहें उनके बारे में उसने कुछ मतलब घटिया तरीन बातें मैं दोहरा भी नहीं सकता हूं, जो उस नालायक नुपुर शर्मा ने की थी। उसको कहीं ना कहीं उसने सपोर्ट किया, उसने उसको पोस्ट किया था। पोस्ट करने के बाद भिवंडी के जो भी उस वक्त जो भी आशिक रसूल थे वो उसी वक्त उसे घर पे गए, उसको वहां पे उन्होंने पकड़ा, उसको कुछ वहां पे उन्होंने तमाशा भी मारा लेकिन जैसी सुबह हुई और ये मैटर बढ़ गया तो निजामपुर के जितने जवान बच्चे हैं इनके हमको फोन आना चालू है। रेहान भाई को आना हुए, मुझको हुए, नऊ भाई को आना हुए, तमाम लोगों को आना चालू हो गए कि बाबा भाई, रेहान भाई, सैफ भाई, ये गलत किया गया है, ये कहीं ना कहीं इस पे एफआईआर होना चाहिए, आई एम सॉरी बोल के नहीं चलेगा।
And shifting focus to some other big story now. Well, the rescue operation for 11-year-old Rahul Sahu trapped in a 60 feet deep bore well continues in a Malkharoda block of Chhattisgarh, with the administration saying that they will be able to rescue the child. It has been near to 90 hours since Rahul fell into a deep bore well and remained stuck as personnel of the NDRF, Army and the police struggled to cut under surface rocks for setting up a tunnel from a parallel pit to reach the boy. According to government officials, Sahu is conscious and showing movements. It may be mentioned here that over 500 personnel, including officials of the National Disaster Response Force or the NDRF, the Army, local police, and the administration, are involved in the massive rescue operation. It has been underway since Friday evening. Well, Rahul fell into the unused 80 feet deep bore well located in the backyard of his house in Pihrid village in Malkharoda development block around 2 p.m. on Friday while playing. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel, who is in constant touch with officials involved in rescue work, has directed the medical team to remain alert and create a green corridor to shift the child to the hospital as soon as he is rescued. A team of healthcare personnel has made all the necessary arrangements at the spot to provide immediate aid to the child, while an ambulance with all the facilities has also been put in place to shift him to Apollo Hospital in Bilapur. Shifting focus now, the Enforcement Directorate is interrogating a Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for the second day in the National Herald case today. Well, this comes after nearly 10 hours of intense grilling by the federal agency yesterday. This indeed is a big development at this hour, as massive protests had erupted in different parts of the nation, opposing Rahul Gandhi being interrogated by the Enforcement Directorate. Meanwhile, Congress leader Randeep Surjewala, briefing news person, said that the Enforcement Directorate probe against Rahul Gandhi is an attempt to muzzle his voice, as he has always questioned the centre on issues like Chinese intrusion, fuel price hike, unemployment, besides other. The Congress leader also termed Enforcement Directorate's Rahul interrogation as attack on common people.
ये हमला विपक्ष की उस निर्भीक आवाज पर है जो जनता के सवालों को दृढ़ता से सरकार के समक्ष रखते हैं और सरकार से जवाबदेही मांगते हैं, जो जनता के मुद्दों को भयमुक्त तरीके से निडरता से उठाते हैं। भाजपाई सत्ता की एजेंसियों के डर से कितने ही लोगों ने समझौता कर लिया, भाजपा में माफीनामा देकर शामिल हो गए।
It may be recalled here that the Enforcement Directorate's grilling of the former Congress president on Monday took place amidst the satyagraha launched by the party workers in protest against the Enforcement Directorate's summon in the National Herald case. Well, Gandhi arrived at the ED office in the national capital with his sister and Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra amid a huge march by the party workers along with him to the office. Various senior leaders, including Randeep Surjewala, Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel, and Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, took part in party's Satyagraha march. Now, the incident has sparked a fresh row between the ruling BJP and the opposition Congress, in which the latter have accused the ruling party of being vindictive and misusing the federal agency. In a bid to avert any further misunderstanding, Elon Musk will speak to Twitter Inc. employees this week. The event was announced by Twitter's chief executive Parag Agarwal in an email to staff on Monday. Mr. Agarwal told employees they would submit questions to Mr. Musk in advance of the meeting. The meeting will be held on Thursday and employees can directly ask questions to Musk. The multi-billionaire Tesla boss is expected to take questions from Twitter's workers at the meeting. The all-hands meeting will be the first time Mr. Musk will have spoken directly with the company's workforce since launching his takeover bid. Meanwhile, Mr. Musk has warned that he may quit the deal if the firm fails to provide data about fake accounts on the platform. And earlier this month, he threatened to walk away from the deal, accusing the social media company of thwarting his request to learn more about its user base. In a letter filed with regulators, Mr. Musk said that he was entitled to do his own measurement of spam accounts. In what has come as a major breakthrough for the security forces in Jammu and Kashmir in the war on terror, 2 terrorists of the proscribed outfit Lashkar-e-Toiba were gunned down in a late-night encounter in Srinagar on Monday. The Kashmir police has informed that the terrorists had planned to attack the forthcoming Amarnath Yatra. With this, a major terror incident has been averted by the forces in the valley. Apart from the 2 terrorists killed, 1 policeman also received injuries in the encounter that took place at Bemina in central Kashmir's Srinagar district. Based on prior information about the presence of terrorists in that area, the encounter started the operation. Well, it may be mentioned here that there have been a series of anti-terror operations in Kashmir over the last few months in which many terrorists and their commanders have been eliminated. Most of these operations have been jointly conducted by the police and the army on the basis of specific intelligence inputs. In a significant development, the Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Ki Zhenghong, met his US counterpart Julie Chung in Colombo and held discussions on broad topics of mutual interest and pledged support in helping the island nation mitigate its crippling economic crisis. While commenting on the meeting, US Ambassador Chung said, discussions centered on the current political and economic situation in Sri Lanka and asserted that there was an exchange of ideas on trade, investment, and development. Both envoys agreed on the need to jointly come forward in helping Sri Lanka weather through the current economic and political crisis. The meeting assumes a significance and comes at a time when Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said last week that his government could not tap on $1.5 billion credit line from China and is yet to hear back from Beijing on $1 billion loan. But Sri Lanka is currently facing its worst economic crisis since independence from Britain in 1948. The economic crisis has prompted an acute shortage of essential items like food, medicine, cooking gas, and other fuel, toilet paper, and even matches, with Sri Lankans being forced to wait in lines lasting hours outside stores to buy fuel and cooking gas. And more news and updates continue on Northeast Live, so stay tuned for more news. Thank you.
Northeast Live, the most viewed news channel in the region. On YouTube, unmatched coverage.
মই ব্যৱহাৰ কৰো আটাইতকৈ সবল আৰু সতেজ সিমেন্ট সূৰ্য সিমেন্ট অটুট ঘৰ অটুট অসম